The numbers are staggering. 24 million people in the United States have diabetes. What's more alarming is a quarter of them don't even know that they have it. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. Prediabetes, or insulin resistance, is very prominent as well. 57 million people in the United States have prediabetes. The good news is diabetes is controllable, and prediabetes, or insulin resistance, is often reversible and completely controllable with a few minor changes in your lifestyle and diet. This is a model of a human cell. This might represent blood glucose. We get blood glucose from carbohydrates. 50% of our diet should be carbohydrates. This represents insulin. Our pancreas makes insulin. In a normal healthy situation, when there is glucose and insulin, the cell opens up to allow our body to use the glucose for energy. With type 2 diabetes, it's a little more complicated. Our cells are there ready to accept the glucose for energy. We have the glucose from the food that we eat, and in type 2 diabetes, our pancreas is producing insulin. The problem is our cells become resistant to allowing that combination to enter. As a result, the glucose becomes more prevalent in our bloodstream. This represents how blood sugar or blood glucose travels in our bloodstream. Under a normal, healthy situation, it travels really freely and liquidy. When our blood sugar becomes elevated because it can't get into the cells for energy, it becomes sluggish and syrupy. The syrup and thickness is what causes all the complications with diabetes. The number one tool to prevent diabetes is, you guessed it, exercise. More potent than any pill that we have available on the market. Now, you don't have to go to the gym and work out hours at a time. To change your blood chemistry, what we know is it's just 150 minutes a week. Do you have 21 minutes a day to prevent diabetes? That's all it takes. Put your shoes on and start walking. There are also very simple changes that you can make in your diet that will help tremendously. Americans consume far too many refined carbohydrates and sugars. Often our meals consist of white bread, refined cereals, candy, and white pasta. We're also drinking a lot of our calories, and the problem with that is they don't even make us feel full, but they're jammed with sugar and calories. There is a better way. Including more produce in your diet will improve it immensely. Look at the colorful bounty of fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits are frozen, vegetables fresh or frozen, whole grain breads, brown rice, quinoa are all going to add a lot of nutrition and maybe even more importantly, a lot of fiber. The benefit of fiber is that it makes you feel full. Consequently, you eat less calories, but still feel satisfied. Include more brightly colored fruits and vegetables in your diet. One more tip, eat more of your meals at home. Over 50% of our food dollar is spent away from home, giving us too large of portions, diets that are high in trans and saturated fats, and too much sodium. I know, it's hard at the end of the day to think about going home and preparing a meal, but remember, simple is better. Let's take a look at a sample. I use this as the plate method. It's very easy to come home and throw a couple different colors of vegetables in the microwave. Cover half of your plate with those. Add to it a small amount of lean protein, about the size of a deck of cards. Enjoy chicken, fish, pork loin in smaller portions. And then a quarter of your plate is a whole grain. Lots of great choices to choose from. Whole grain pasta, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, take your pick. Add to it some fruit, like an apple or frozen berries for dessert, some milk for calcium, and you have a great, complete, satisfying meal. So remember, if you want to try and prevent diabetes or just improve your health, small changes in diet and exercise can really produce big rewards.